Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LTA North. Spring 2025.
He has 2 charges of smite. He just pulls the dragon with a smite and is going to be over on this. Someone's going to have to move and probably help him on this. Can't just allow Fudge to stop it because he's invested a lot of time.
Right.
So now Thanatos and Loki are coming down. They will be able to secure this dragon, and they did it quite early. So Grubs haven't even spawned, which means there is still that potential for them to challenge. But if any of that gets missed or dodged, you don't really have anything left, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's it. So it is definitely tough on the execution, but especially when you have a lot of dive with you, it can kind of create that chaos, and you can go in, you throw down the between worlds, you slow them up, and all of a sudden everyone else dodges in. Nice sidestep.
Ooh, yeah, that was a perfect sidestep there from Thanatos. And Fudge, now with the arrival of Blabber, has nowhere to go. It's a fist to the face, and it's C9.
Now that's enjoying these ever so small advantages.
Uh-oh, Contrax is ready to go, though. He finds Blabber at the red yet again. This dog lives in the jungle, and Blabber did not heed the warnings, man. That wolf is on the prowl. Contrax.
They would really be able to go for it. We're hoping maybe to get a pick prior and then have that prompt it. With the early Eclipse, Contrax is very, very strong. It's a cheap item, and it's really powerful on that one item completion. So Blabber instead is saying, you know what, let's not mess with it. I'm building towards the Triforce. That's going to take me a while to get there. So just going to go up
in the top lane is almost a, 15 CS lead there for Thanatos over Fudge. Fudge wants to make his entry into the fight, but Seos misses the Solar Flare, flashes away, even though the Zenith Blade still tags him there at the very end. Contracts continue to move forward. Yeah, Palafox is there, goes between worlds. Thanatos is low, not low enough though, still alive for now, 100 HP remaining. They commit the resources they need to, and Fudge takes the kill. Shopify Rebellion.
I think his thought process is, you know, I play this kind of tankier style with the Seraph Shield, with the stacking Rod of Ages, and I have that phase rush, and that's going to keep me safe.
Loki trying to get away from Fudge now, though. Vulcan is down here to try to protect his mid laner, but Shopify Rebellion is sending more troops. Loki flashing away from the Zenith Blade, tries to sidestep out of the Solar Flare, but the dog is there, and Shopify
just kind of moving around the map here with Contracts, helping him on some of these invades, now helping him down in that bot lane. They are able to find the kill and get the flash there off of Loki. Yes, it cost the flash from Seos, but that's not bad. Ben does finish it off. Nicely done by Cloud9, while Blabber just continues farming down on that bot side. But at the same time, they will lose the tier 1 top because that was getting worked away on.
They want to go after Fudge, beat up the old teammate. Fudge with a flash out. Blabber goes in. Nice use of the public execution to try to reverse the ulti there, but it's not enough. Fudge still drops. Death at the hands of that Nefiri ulti. But now that that spell is down, C9 feels more confident heading into the Drake themselves. Thanatos is here. There's your Solar Flare. Lands onto a value target in Blabber, but do they have the damage to burn him down? A little bit more is going to be needed. Yes, Contracts gets a killing spree. Meanwhile, Palafox is just running circles around everybody else, and Fudge is ready to factor in. True shot barrage over the top, and B-Boy claims Vulcan. Shopify Rebellion. Had a strong early game. They've gotten out to a nice lead. Now they need to continue. No big macro errors.
Don't have the information just now, but Loki is hanging out in the area, and I feel like they've got to be wondering where everyone is.
They've got to have an inclination that this is going on. A couple of control wards there with the Tri-Brush. Yeah, as soon as you see Seos just really protecting this Tri-Brush that adamantly. But no, C9, they don't want anything to do with it. They're going to give the Voracious Otacon. So Shopify this time around, the second time's the charm.
And pray that they can stop Shopify from ever getting another one after that.
Well, we do have the Rift Herald summoned up at the same time. This is so obnoxious you're C9. Nice engage coming out from Seos. Blabber has been found. Point blank Nefiri ulti to lock onto him. A little bit more damage is required. And yes, there it is. Fudge takes him down. But it's a 1-for-1 trade. Seos loses the false life, regenerating back in the base right now. So not a true 1-for-1, but still 4v4 right now as both teams jockey for position. Here in the mid lane, Palafox goes between worlds. Loki's caught out in a little bit of danger now, but a nice use of Seismic Shove into the Unraveled Earth that keeps Shopify at bay. Vulcan re-engaging now into Contracts. He jumps himself back out too. Thanatos wants the engage. Big slam on a Palafox. Knocks him into the wall with the Mega Gnar. Another false life claimed. C9 now with a 4-man push squad here in the mid lane. They'll take down that tier 1 turret and take the gold lead.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take down the turret, but they will still lose the dragon. Blabber getting caught was really rough at the start of that. It looked like he didn't have a good angle out of there. But with him going down, it really made it impossible for them to actually contest this dragon. C9 actually play out the 4v4, or 4v5, excuse me, very, very well. You know, they killed off Seos. We're back to live, though. We're back to fighting.
Yeah, Seos still going to be looking, seeing if he can find that big engage. Remember, that is the main trigger pull on Shopify Rebellion. Contract's eating some poke here. Nice double stun from Seos, who is now very low on health, mind you. C9 taking notice of this. Piercing arrow does not hit the under 90 seconds. C9 must have an answer for this. They must be ready to respond to Shopify. You already talked about how powerful this Infernal Soul is going to be on a team that has such high damage. Shopify, though, they might just lose contracts, and that would be huge. Hound's pursuit to try to drop some of the aggro, jumps back up the wall, but Thanatos is ready and waiting. They find contracts in C9. That was huge at the biggest possible moment. Thanatos coming in to cut off the escape route with a Mega Gnar into the wall. Watch him fall. Shopify nowhere to run. The car crashes into the ditch right when they needed to avoid it most. C9 with the biggest play of the game so far.
Nobody steals Blabber's Raptors 10 times in a row. They catch him at the scene of the crime. That time they were waiting. They sent everything for contract there, and he still almost looked like he was going to get out, even without the flash. But the Q flash engage. You notice the kid didn't even tell that they're winning watching Reaper.
No, Reaper is cold, man. There is ice in his veins as now Contracts is in some trouble again. Stuck in the pit, has to use Hound's Pursuit, trying to stay alive. A little bit more damage isn't there. It's secured by Blabber, but the Vi is first to drop. Fudge tries to get away from the unraveled earth. Shopify need to try to exit the pit, and they need to get out with as many men still alive as they can. Loki's ready for the chase as the Weaver's Wall goes after Palafox. Seos and Fudge are both already down. It's a 2-for-1 plus a dragon for C9. Contracts at least just trying to get his Krug, wants to provide a little bit of protection for B-Boy if he can, but C9 still wants more. They're not quite going to find it, and Shopify again come up short in the fight.
Nice little attempted predict there from Loki, though. He put the seismic shove where the shift was going to put him, so B-Boy had to shift, then immediately flash as he realized he was shifting into that seismic shove. Cloud9, though, full court press here. They have the Baron buff. They win the fight. That means there's going to be greater rewards.
100, 1,000, something around there. And then now it's a 5,000 nearly gold lead for C9 after that big catch near the Baron. Vulcan and the rest of the squad now taking over the top side of the Shopify jungle, using the pressure, using the Baron.
Quite far back and having his support play around him. So we'll see if Shopify can get anything done. There's just not a lot of vision. It's so tough to find these fights when you don't have any eyes on it.
Yeah, teleport coming in now as Shopify squares up to fight for the Infernal Soul, hoping that a win here might be able to get them back to an even level of power against this accelerated C9 as Loki just throws out the Weaver's Wall. Everybody is stuck on the wrong side except for Seos, who's going to get bursted down before anything else even happens.
Thanatos.
C9 got a 5v4, and Thanatos has a Mega Gnar bar fully charged. He's looking for the opportunity. He finds the slam on the B-Boy, and there's the first marksman death this game. Shopify have already lost 3 contracts. The dog got took behind the shed, too. There is nobody safe. Palafox knocked back by Vulcan. Sven's not close enough to continue the damage. C9 has stopped the Soul. They've killed 3. They're pushing into the enemy base, and Fudge cannot find a way back. Blabber just running them around in circles, keeping them occupied, keeping them busy. Seos is going to respawn in about 3 seconds, but there's no contracts, no B-Boy for 25. Seos and Palafox stepping up to try to stop C9 from ending the game, but Palafox is already dead. Seos just scrambling to try to waste their time, but there's no way. The piercing arrow gets him, and now finally Fudge is back home, only to be buried with the rest of his team. 13-7, 35 minutes into the game. C9 finds their first win of Split 2.
First marksman death is also the last as B-Boy gets picked off. The game just